baby home can be a joyful as well as an intense time. For some parents, their emotional well-being can be pushed to the limit. Both parents can be affected by perinatal anxiety and depression, but it is most prevalent in the birthing parent. Early recognition, as well as screening, treatment and availability of support services is essential for the health and well-being of rainbow parents.
The birth gave me a sense of completeness. I was ecstatic and elated. It was exhausting having a new baby and an emotional roller coaster. I imagined it to be hard, but I didn't imagine it to be isolating and so hard. I felt incompetent.
Typical signs and symptoms of postnatal anxiety or depression include feelings of sadness, anxiety, anger, loneliness or isolation, a sense of panic or hopelessness, an inability to cope, difficulty sleeping even when the opportunity is there to sleep, as well as exhaustion and distressing or unusual thoughts.
I imagined having a baby being relatively straightforward. Unfortunately, I suffered a traumatic labour and birth. When we got home, I fell into a massive heap. I couldn't look after the baby. I slept or just cried on the couch. I thought I might hurt myself.
When my partner carried our second child, it was the same for me. My partner was fine, but again, I was thrown into deep, deep depression. Nobody listened. Everyone kept saying, it's a big change, you'll be fine, it can't be postnatal depression because you're not the real mum.
I had no idea how hormones would affect my emotions in the early days, or that breastfeeding might not just happen. And I had never heard of anyone experiencing intrusive and traumatic thoughts, and was terrified when it happened to me.
The new parent may express a strong need to be in control, a desire for things to be perfect, or an overwhelming fear that harm will come to their baby. Partners may also be at risk of depression and anxiety as they juggle work and family demands while dealing with their own transition into parenthood.
I had no idea how hard it would be. No idea. As a lesbian, I feel that people question how good we can be as parents. I tried extra hard to be a perfect parent. I wanted everyone to know I was doing a good job, and it made it harder to reach out for help. You also have to come out more than ever before. Everyone will ask about the father, or inquire about the technicalities of conception, or ask, who is the real mother?
My partner thought I wasn't coping, like it was my fault. It wasn't until she stayed home with our child the second year that she finally appreciated the work involved, and we started valuing each other again.
If you are experiencing any anxiety or depression, often it will be your midwife, partner or family and friends that will notice and may ask you how you are feeling. It's important to be honest because treatment is likely to be more effective the earlier you get help. Remember, you are not alone and many rainbow parents go through this. Unfortunately, it can be harder for the rainbow parent to reach out for help because they may not have a lot of family support.
My wife had to go back to work after 2 weeks, so my sisters took turns helping. They were the best support, and so was my maternal health nurse, who was very hands-on. Friends can support you by being there to listen. It's important to be honest and talk about what you're going through, not to internalise it. Try not to compare yourself with others. It's okay to take medication if you need it.
If people offer help, they should follow through. So many friends just disappeared once the kids came along. New friendship circles were eventually developed though, and I like the fact that our family is different and unique.
I was really tired and exhausted. Having a baby can put a strain in a relationship. The most helpful thing for me was friends that saw me regularly and taking the baby for an hour or so I could get things done. I would advise people to be aware and get information on what to do if it's spiralling and you don't think the help you need is taking place. Online gay dad blogs were a great emotional support. Hearing other stories, dreams, fears and joys really helped.
The best support was my mother, who just came and started cleaning and cooking in the background. You need real practical help. Food is the best, and also taking the baby for a bit. Also going to a rainbow playgroup and meeting other adults. I really appreciated a lovely friend who was honest and would admit that it wasn't always rosy.
If you are experiencing any anxiety or depression, sometimes it will be your midwife, partner, or family and friends that notice and may ask you how you are feeling. It's important to be honest because treatment is likely to be more effective the earlier you catch it and get help. Remember, you are not alone, and many rainbow parents go through this. Unfortunately, it can sometimes be harder for the rainbow parent to reach out for help because they don't have a lot of family support, or they feel guilty for not feeling happy with their new baby and role, given how much they wanted this child and planned for it.
I have a history of anxiety. The best support we got was from an amazing home visiting nurse. There was also a wonderful GP and a psychologist. We were so lucky. It's important people know that it's okay and that it will get better. Be brave and tell your GP, I think I'm experiencing PND and I'd like a referral to a psychologist experienced in this area and a mental health plan. If your GP isn't great, find one who is. Same goes with psychiatrists. Call the early childhood nurse and see if there's any support you can access.
There are rooming-in services available for parents and babies that provide specific mental health care for the parent, as well as learning skills to feed and settle the baby. There are also outpatient groups where parents stay at home but may join a supported group with psychologists or counsellors.
Be kind to yourself. Know that having a baby is bloody hard work. Try to let comments and judgments from others wash over you. You're doing a great job. It is really tough. It's normal and okay to find it tough. Don't feel guilty for finding it hard or different from what you expected. And it doesn't mean you aren't a great parent or that you don't love your baby. So many mums look together, but they worry. Try not to compare yourself to others. You might be that mum that makes it look easy.